Hello there, Kevin Finn here with Peak Performance Table Tennis. Today I want to tell you about the myth of sport-specific training, what salty chicken has to do with it, and the one time someone asked me for a refund after buying one of my training programs. Ready? Let's go. First, I want to tell you a quick story as a springboard for our discussion into sport-specific training. I've worked with many table tennis players over the years doing online training, in-person training, and custom program design, and I always offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee with my work. I never actually had to honor that policy until this past summer. I had a 2200 level player email me, and he had just joined the beta version of my online group training program for table tennis players, Push Plus. Here's what he said. I thought your program targets table tennis specifically for movement and agility. Your program is very nice but generic to all sports, from tennis to running and many other sports. For example, broad jump, medicine ball, push-up, and all the warm-up routines. So of course I thanked him for his feedback and I gave him a full refund. But after reading his email, I realized that I haven't done a very good job of explaining what sport-specific really means. And I also realized that I'm partially to blame for the confusion because I do use certain keywords for search engine optimization and marketing purposes just to help people find my content. But I haven't really gone into depth about what I mean when I refer to sport specific and how that may differ from general or specialized physical training programs that I design for table tennis. So let's get into that now. Sport specific training occurs first and foremost when you play table tennis. As you well know, table tennis is a very technically demanding sport, and it requires many hours of practice. So that time you spend practicing is your sport-specific practice. All right? Your muscles and cardiovascular system are adapting to the needs and demands of table tennis as you are playing. Your general and specialized physical training are meant to complement and enhance your table tennis. They should build your base athletic qualities. That way, when you do perform your table tennis drills, you're able to perform them faster and harder. In other words, your sport-specific practice makes you a better driver, but your physical training gives you a better car.
What a piece of junk!
A big mistake athletes make is thinking that we need special exercises that mimic what we do during a match in order for things to be sport-specific for table tennis. Like there's a special set of exercises that only table tennis players should be performing. But that's missing the point entirely. It's kind of like taking a dish that's already really salty and thinking that adding more salt will improve it. Let me show you what I mean with a quick cooking detour. If you're tired of your grilled chicken breast turning out as chewy as one of your old sheets of Hurricane 3, you should try brining it first. Just submerge the meat in a saltwater solution and refrigerate for 30 to 60 minutes. This will cause the meat to absorb some of the brine, which will begin to break down the muscle fibers within, making the meat more tender. When you cook the chicken after brining, it will turn out far juicier, more tender, and flavorful than if you had just slapped them on the grill without the brine. Now if you do brine, make sure you don't add a bunch of salt when you season the chicken breast because it will already be plenty salty from the brine. So to tie a bow on this analogy, your table tennis sessions are like the brine. You spend most of your time marinating in your sport-specific practice. So drills, multi-ball, footwork exercises, practice matches, those adaptations are going to penetrate and be long-lasting. So your general physical training programs should be designed to round out and balance what you're already doing on the court. If you take the few hours per week that you have available for physical training and spend that time performing exercises that closely mimic what you're already doing on the court, then you're essentially dumping more salt on an already salty dish. What you should be looking to do is round out your flavor profile, maybe give a hit of acid or heat. If you fill in what's missing, you'll become a much more well-rounded and dangerous athlete. Now there is a time and a place for more specialized physical training that does closely mimic what we do on the court. But in my experience working with most table tennis players, a lot of athletes tend to get caught up with the more fancy looking exercises, the exotic things that you might see on social media getting a lot of attention and likes, and they neglect the fundamental basics. They haven't built that base of strength, power, and speed. So getting back to the email I received, he mentioned that some aspects of the program seemed a little generic, like they might work for any sport. But that's a feature, not a bug. Think of it this way. These basic exercises have stood the test of time and have been independently chosen by different coaches from all around the world, from different sports and different backgrounds, as the best ways to improve raw strength, power, speed, and agility in their athletes. So if the goal is to get faster and more powerful and more agile, why not take the most direct route? That raw athleticism will be distilled, refined, and absorbed by your sport during your practice sessions. So before you decide to copy some fancy looking exercise you saw on Instagram, ask yourself this: have I spent time building my base athleticism by following a progressive routine that focuses on the basics? If not, you're putting the cart way before the horse. On this channel, you'll find a lot of exercise demos and tutorials that cover the whole body. I've even made a tutorial video that's free that goes over in depth how to design your own home workout for table tennis using minimal equipment. That should be plenty to get you started, but if you want something done for you with a little more accountability and support, you should check out Push Plus. Push Plus is my online group training program for table tennis players. It follows the exact programming I use for myself to stay fast, powerful, and explosive for table tennis in a time-efficient manner. You'll also gain access to the Push Plus community, which is a group of like-minded individuals who take this sport as seriously as you do. Link in the description if you'd like to learn more. Alright, that's all for today. I hope you liked this video. If you found it useful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That helps me tremendously. And if you have an idea for content you'd like to see me cover in the future, please drop a comment below. Until then, stay strong and pong on.